Welcome, Dr. Morse, Injury Experts. Unfortunately, we are going to talk about an injury to Cooper Kupp. Now, I had significant reservations coming into the season because Kupp has had a fair share of injuries. If you want to see it, here's his injury history right here. Now, he got lucky when Puka Nacua suffered a pretty significant knee sprain last week and ended up with 21 targets and had a fantastic game. But unfortunately, he didn't make it out of week 2. If you watch this play right here, you can see that his left foot gets trapped underneath the player and kind of does this. Now, when that happens, traditionally, this is a high ankle sprain. Now, the high ankle ligament, or we call the syndesmotic ligament, is right here in between the shin and the fibula, just underneath the knee, going all the way down to the ankle joint. Now, Cooper Kupp is no stranger to high ankle sprains. Unfortunately, he had one 2 years ago on his right ankle that required surgery. Now, the fact that they were getting blown out, probably by 30 at that point, somewhere around there, he was hobbling pretty good, and they ended up pulling him and not letting him come back in the second half. Furthermore, at the end of the game, we got a little bit more information. He was leaving the stadium in a walking boot. And from what I remember, the last time he left in a walking boot, he ended up having surgery on that ankle. That doesn't necessarily correlate here, but it's a protective measure. Now, what you have to understand about high ankle sprains is they're not a traditional ankle sprain. Your traditional lateral ankle sprains aren't a big deal. The medial ankle sprains are super rare. That's why we usually don't talk about them. High ankle sprains, on the other hand, are this syndesmotic ligament right here. There's some right here. And these are what we call rotational injuries, meaning when you try to put your foot down and rotate that foot to go left, say, that ligament cannot handle that stress. It translates the energy down to the what we call the ankle mortise, and it becomes very painful. So the problem with high ankle sprains, if they are at least a grade 1, a true grade 1, is that you can't come back in a week or 2 because they're really painful. You can't run routes effectively, especially ones that are cutting and rotational. You can run straight, but not many people are just running straight. Now, they'll get imaging tomorrow, and the question becomes, what's the severity? Is it a grade 1? Is it a grade 2? It is a grade 3. Second part, is it enough to keep him out of week 3 and going forward? And third part, does he need surgery? They have a bye in week 6. Puka's already on the PUP list, so I know they have a limited number of spots on that list that are allowed to return. So that will also become an interesting topic. Now, best case scenario, he misses week 3 and returns in week 4. But usually the mistake that players with high ankles make, especially wide receivers, is they try to come back too quickly. And they almost always struggle. So that boost you got in round 3 for what I call an injury-prone player just disappeared. At the minimum, he misses a week, but there's a possibility he could miss a month, and there's another possibility this could be season-ending. That's pretty low, but it's technically realistic. Unfortunate injury. We saw Demarcus Robinson have a little bit of a step up, but besides that, the rest of the offense didn't really do a whole lot. Kyron even struggled. So we will figure out more when we hear tomorrow, but unfortunately, I expect Cooper Kupp to miss at least a week, potentially a couple weeks, with a high ankle sprain on his left side. If you like this type of content, do me a favor, smash a thumbs up, subscribe, and check out some of the injury content at theinjuryexperts.com. Thank you. Take care.